back to another episode of my gasser build. So, today's episode, as you can tell from our last episode, we started working on this filler panel that goes right here across this. So, I got it right over here. What we're going to do is go and get the hardware I need to get this all mounted up. We're also going to finish working with this, get it primed, get it painted, and then get it on the car. After that, we're going to go ahead and start making our spreader bar to mount our keg tank. So all these bars won't be here anymore. It'll just be a modified version of this bottom one. These will be completely gone right here. And then after that, who knows? But let's head to the parts store. Let's get the supplies we need, and we'll get started. All right, here it comes. So I just realized that they close in 20 minutes. So I got to get these this hardware pretty quick. So we're gonna give her a little full throttle action for a second. Let me roll the windows down. I love the way this truck sounds. Oh, looks like we've made it. 10 minutes to spare. We good. All right, let's get these bolts and I'll catch you back at the garage. All right. Alrighty, so we're back from the supply store, good old True Value, and we're gonna go ahead and get this part painted. I got this, the screws and all, or bolts that I need to get it mounted up. So we're gonna put a nice little base coat of it on there, of some primer. After we let it dry for 10-15 minutes or so, give her a quick little sand, see how it comes out. I'm not expecting this one to be perfect. This thing was pretty jacked up when I bought it, so not 100% sure of how it's going to look on the car, but it shouldn't be terrible. It'll definitely match because I have some leftover same paint that I used to paint the rest of the car. And I guess we'll just play it by ear and see how it comes out. So here comes a time lapse of me painting this thing. Alrighty, so as you saw, I was polishing that mirror up while we were waiting for paint to dry. Got it on the car. She looks kind of sweet. Not bad. Covers up the holes that were there because, well, they were there for the mirror. So, but yeah, she looks nice and good and all polished up. So we're gonna put another layer on this, and hopefully we can get it completely painted tonight, and then we'll put it on in the morning after it's had some time to cure. Yeah, and then I might test fit the bumper, I don't know. I still got to clean the front one. I haven't done anything with it because, as you can tell, she is still rusty and all kinds of dirty. So I don't know. I put on Facebook about a week ago talking to my personal friends and family and stuff like that. Obviously, you guys saw in the last video, I asked whether you wanted the bumper or no bumper. But I've been getting like an overwhelming response of leave the bumper on the car, and if you can, put the keg on there with the bumper, but no one really likes it without the bumper. So I'm gonna see how I like it. I'm not 100% sure. I still might go that first route. I just don't know. But I gotta clean the bumper up and put it on the car and see exactly if I like it or not. So we're gonna hop to it, and here comes another time lapse of me painting some more crap. So enjoy. didn't feel like masking anything off, so I just laid it on my counter right here, and I just threw some newspaper up, so hopefully I didn't get too much overspray on a whole lot of anything. But we're going to let her sit overnight and cure up a little bit before I put her on the car. So we're going to have to wait until the morning. Catch you then. So I'm going to bed. It's midnight. See you later. Alrighty, so it is the next day in the Boosted Tube garage, and let's see, this paint right here, she's all nice and cured and not sticky, not tacky, no nothing. So what we're going to do is go ahead and get that on the car. I know it's not in the best shape. You got all these wrinkles and stuff that are just kind of chilling in it right here. I'm going to be on the hunt for a one that's in better shape, more straight and all that, but for right now I just wanted to get it color matched so I can go ahead and get it on the car, get the tank mounted up. Excuse me. Get the keg tank mounted up. I just wanted to be able to go. I can always change that out later, but it's more for mock-up of the keg to get it on the car, and it's going to stay on there until I find a better one, just because it looks better than just nothing there. So without further ado, let's get it mounted up. Here it comes. All right, scratch that. I guess I didn't buy enough hardware, so I got to run back up to the store and buy a couple nuts. So I'll be right back with you, and then we'll start. All right, well, we're back. We got the nuts we need, and let's get started. Here comes time lapse. Alrighty, so as you can tell behind me, we got the front bumper chilling there. We're going to go ahead and get that cleaned up, and then we're going to get it on the car. So this front splitter piece, or not really filler or splitter piece, filler piece, it's not the best. Like I said, I'm going to be looking for another one, but it takes away that gap that's between the bumper and the grill. And I just placed the bumper up on the car to see how it looked, and it really doesn't look that bad. All this rippled stuff you see right here, you can't see when the bumper's on there because it sits so close. It's just there to fill the gap between the bumper and the grill. So I think what I'm going to try and do is, just because there's been an overwhelming abundance of people telling me do the bumper and the tank or just the bumper, I think what I'm going to do is clean this bumper up. I'm going to get it on the car, and then I'm going to start seeing how the tank looks and ways to mount it and all that. So hopefully you guys like that. A lot of people on Instagram and Facebook are saying do the bumper and then also do the tank as well, and some people are just saying do the bumper. I only have maybe 2 or 3 people that say no bumper with just a tank. Me personally, that's my favorite way, but got to give the people what they want. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Let's get started on cleaning this bumper up. So another time lapse for you. I know they get boring, I know they get long, but I mean, you could hear me listening to music, singing along with it if you'd like, while I clean this bumper at 1 times speed instead of 1,000. But yeah, so I give you the time lapse so you don't have to do all the boring stuff. So here it comes. Much more from the heart, forever trusting who we are, and nothing else matters.
There's a lot of girls listening to this with the volume turned down.
Alrighty, so we got this thing, the bumper is loosely mounted, only 2 of the bolts are tight. Having a hard time getting the top bolts and the side bolts just because only a tiny little wrench can fit in there and bolts are all rusty. But also went ahead and loosely mounted the keg up just so we can get an idea of about where it's going to look or what it's going to look like. So that being said, comment, let me know your opinions on this. The majority don't like it. We'll give it another shot and try something different, but there you go. Let me know your opinions on that. Like I said, obviously it's loosely fitted on there, so it'll actually be a little bit higher, but I kind of like it, but we'll leave it up to the comments to decide. So I still got to get a couple more bolts. I got to go back to the store again because just in order to mount that I got to get a few more. I didn't realize I needed some. I need 4 more bolts, so we're gonna go get that done. I got to buy some more polish so I can do the wheels. We're probably going to take those off in this video and get them all polished up nice and clean. And just because I wanted to see how it looks, I went out and I ordered some of these real quick. I was planning on buying new wheels, but I wasn't sure how I was going to like if the wheel stuck out past the fender. Like, as you can tell, see how it's nice and flush with it. It's not too far in the back and all that. It's right there. So what I did, instead of going out and buying $320 wheels a piece and new tires, I bought these just to see if I'm gonna even like how they stick out. This by no means is a permanent thing. If I like it, I will buy the wheels and take these off. The car will not be driven daily with those on. I might leave it on there for a little bit if I like the way they look, but I will not race this car. I will not do anything with wheel spacers on it. I will go out and buy a nice set of wheels with the proper offset and back spacing. So I just want to see exactly how they're going to sit if they stuck out 2 more inches. So that being said, we're going to get this bumper fully mounted up. We're going to get that keg fully mounted up, and then we're going to pull these wheels and tires off, go pressure wash them, clay bar them, get all the overspray off of them, and then we're going to polish the crap out of them just like we did with everything else, and we're going to see if we can't make this thing shine. After that, that'll probably be it for this video. So let's get started. Alrighty guys, so we got her all mounted up and on there nice and tight like. So check it out, nothing moves. Not 100% sure of how you guys are going to like it, but let me know in the comments. So alright, what we're going to go ahead and do next is we're going to put it up on some jack stands, take these wheels and tires off, and we're going to go clean these wheels up, and then yeah, that'll probably be it for this video. But we're going to pressure wash them because I've been meaning to do that since I got the car. After that, we're going to clay bar them to get all the whatever's left of overspray off of it. Then we're going to polish them up with the power ball that I used on the bumper and put them back on the car. And like I said, we're going to also try out those wheel spacers just to see if we like the way the wheels stick out. So that being said, here it comes. Alrighty, so we got the tires off the car, as you can tell, sitting on jack stands. The one thing I wanted some opinions on is I just bought a spacer. I'm going to reiterate this. I just bought the spacer so I can see if I want to go with a different wheel with a little more offset. So that being said, you've seen what it looks like before. The wheel and tires flush. I'm going with a little bit wider tire when I buy new tires for this thing, because these ones are like 15 years old. But this is how this one looks. You see how it pokes out a little bit more? I don't know whether I like it poking out, and it's kind of hard to tell, but from the side it pokes out. I'll give you all kinds of different angles. Give me your opinion. I just didn't want to go out and spend $600 on a set of back wheels just to see if I like the idea. But give me your guys' opinion on how you think it looks. Should I go with the wider wheel with the wider tire? Because I'm going with a 12 wide wheel when I buy a 12 wide tire. But I can either make the tire go in and still sit flush, or I can make the tire poke out like that when I get the wider wheel. Because these wheels are only, I want to say 9 inches wide or 10 inches wide. I'm going with a 12-inch wide wheel when I go with a 1250 tire. So, again, the spacer is not staying on the car. Please do not go ham in the comments. I'm not leaving it there. It's strictly just to get an idea of if I want the tire poking. Give me your opinions. So, that being said, let's go to the car wash. Let's clean these things up, and we'll come back. We will, what's the word I'm looking for? Clay bar them to get the overspray off from painting the car, and then we're going to get them polished, get them back on the car, and she'll be looking all nice and good, and that should be it for this video. So, let's get rolling. Alrighty, so we made it back from the car wash, and it's starting to get dark out, but the wheels, they're still dull. There's no dirt on them anymore, but they're still dull and covered in overspray. So what we're going to do next is, I have an old clay bar laying around that we're going to clay bar these wheels, see if we can't get the majority of the overspray off, and then we're going to polish the crap out of them. If we have to, we'll use steel wool. I'd prefer not to steel wool those because I don't know how fine of a steel wool I have, and I'd like to not put a bunch of scratches in it. But yeah, we're gonna get started and clean all these wheels. Let's get it going. Alrighty, so you guys saw me clean one wheel. Got 3 left to go. Not going to bore you with filming the whole thing. You saw one. It's the same with the rest of them. So before you know it, the wheels are going to be back on the car. It's going to be on the ground, looking nice, purty, clean, and we're going to cut right to it. What's up? So it's the next day, and we got the wheels finished polished. I mean, they're nice and shiny. Don't worry about the tire. They're getting replaced. But yeah, they came out pretty good for as much paint as was on them. They're not terrible, but I'm gonna give you a little bonus clip. I'm gonna hook the battery up. Well, I already hooked the battery up, but we're gonna give her a nice little cold start, see if we can't get her to run a little bit. It's been a couple weeks since I started her, but she's starting to look good. So next video, I'll probably start working on the clutch and brake lines. And then we'll see where it goes from there. I got to get lug nuts. There's a bunch of stuff under the car that needs to be tightened up suspension-wise before I take it on its first test drive. All the lights need to be wired up and all that stuff. So just bear with me. It's a lot of tedious little things that I'm not doing on film, just because I don't think it would be fun for you guys to watch. But for the most part, yeah, it's coming along. So without further ado, here's a little cold start. Not guaranteeing that it's going to start, but it's been sitting for like 2 weeks, and I still haven't adjusted the air idle screws and all that stuff. So this might be a 2-person job just to get it started with someone, since I don't have a pedal in the car yet, so I can't mess with the throttle as I'm trying to start it. But we'll give it a try, and we'll see what it does. So here it comes. make this bitch start. Hell yeah. Alrighty, so as you can tell, she runs. Took a little bit of convincing to get started running, but she runs good once she starts. But one of the big issues with starting it is this carb doesn't have a choke. I don't have a throttle cable, so I can't actually sit in the car, so I have to like kind of stay between the fender and so I can reach the throttle linkage and the key. But you throw a little brake parts cleaner down the carb, and she wants to start every time. But just to be sure, after I shut her down, let her cool off for a little bit, it's just the fact that it had been sitting for like 2 weeks. I finally put a plug in that tranny, so no longer leaks. Yes, you can see in the video that there is some stuff still on the floor. I just wasn't going to crawl down there while all the painting overspray was laying down there. I didn't want to get covered in it, so I just never cleaned it up. I'll clean it up once I get the car out of the garage and let it sit outside and run so I can adjust the carb finally. But yeah, again, if you guys like my videos, like, comment, subscribe, show your friends, show your mama, show everyone you want. And I really appreciate all you guys' love and support, all the comments that I've been getting lately. It's all positive stuff. I really like it. Thank you. I try to respond to everyone. If I don't respond right away, it's because I'm probably at my normal day job or I'm doing out here filming, making more. I try to respond as fast as I possibly can. But like I said, I really appreciate all you guys' support. Thank you for watching this episode. We'll catch you next time.